Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're tackling something you've absolutely been hearing about nonstop lately, generative AI. We're going to strip away the heavy jargon and really look at what's going on beneath the surface. Basically, we want to understand exactly what it is and, more importantly, how it actually works. Let's get right into it. To help us out, let's look at Emma. She's a graphic designer who's staring at this brand new AI tool her colleague just recommended, and she's sitting there wondering, how on earth can a machine create something literally from scratch? It's a fantastic question, right? Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for answering Emma's question today. We'll start by meeting generative AI. Then we'll check out some real-world applications, break down how it works, look at learning and improving, and wrap up with the power of originality. All right, section 1. Meet generative AI. What is it really? So, there's a fundamental difference we need to get straight right off the bat. On the left, we've got traditional AI. Now, this is the stuff we've used for years, right? It analyzes and categorizes existing data. But on the right, well, generative AI represents a massive paradigm shift. It doesn't just sort through data. It produces entirely original content, text, images, music, you name it, based on patterns it's learned from huge data sets. And this brilliantly illustrates how it's essentially mimicking human creativity to generate totally new material, which is absolutely wild when you think about it. Moving on to section 2, real-world applications beyond graphic design. So this tech is definitely not just for designers like Emma. Look at content creation. Tools like GPT-4 are completely transforming how we write things like essays or blog posts from just a few simple text prompts. Over in art and design, models like DALL-E are helping folks generate incredibly unique images. But it doesn't stop there. In music and audio, AI is literally composing tracks and replicating voices. And honestly, the healthcare stuff is mind-blowing. It's simulating disease progression and whipping up synthetic medical data, which is helping doctors and researchers get life-saving insights way faster. Okay, section 3. How generative AI works under the hood. Let's see how this builds. Step 1 is data collection and learning. Models are trained on just massive data sets of images that are paired with text descriptions. This is how the model learns to recognize everyday objects, colors, and specific styles. Then, neural networks and transformers step in. When you punch in a prompt, the transformer processes that text, recognizes the words, and connects them to everything it learned back in training. Next up, we have tokens, which I'll define in just a sec, and finally, contextual assembly, which is basically the AI figuring out how to piece all these elements together into something that actually makes sense. To really see this in action, check out Emma's prompt, a cat wearing sunglasses. It's kind of quirky, sure, but it perfectly shows off the process. The second Emma hits enter, that transformer model kicks into high gear. It processes her text, zeroing in on key words like cat and sunglasses, and instantly links those terms to the millions of images of cats and sunglasses it studied during its training phase. But wait, how does it actually know where to put things? Well, that brings us to a crucial piece of jargon: tokens. Tokens are simply the smaller chunks that a text input gets split into, allowing the AI to process their relationships. See, the AI isn't just reading a sentence the way we do. It processes each individual token to grasp the context. For instance, it has to know that the word wearing means the sunglasses belong on the cat, not just floating randomly in the sky behind it. That contextual accuracy is literally everything. That brings us to section 4, learning and improving, refining the model. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the feedback mechanism. Because, hey, the AI isn't perfect right out of the gate. Let's say the AI messes up, and Emma's generated image actually shows those sunglasses floating in midair, right beside the cat, instead of on its face. Emma can actually flag that output as incorrect. The model then takes that direct human feedback and uses it to improve its future image generations. It literally learns from our corrections. And this whole process ties into a concept known as reinforcement learning. Essentially, the model gets rewarded when it spits out accurate images. So if Emma asks for a vibrant sunset and the AI nails it, it gets positive reinforcement. On the flip side, it gets corrected when it messes up. Over time, data scientists use this exact push and pull method to continuously refine the AI, making it better and way more accurate at generating images over time. But behind all of this learning are parameters. Think of parameters as specific settings dialed in by data scientists that actually guide the AI as it processes all this data. The more varied the training data, the more versatile the AI becomes. And just to put this into perspective, today's advanced models don't just have a few settings.
They utilize billions of parameters. Billions. That's a massive network of settings working together for the sole purpose of guiding the AI to generate just a single output. All right, our final stop, Section 5, the power of originality, creating the unknown.
Check out Emma's next prompt, a futuristic cityscape. So the crucial point is this. When the AI processes this new prompt, the image it generates isn't just some copy and paste collage of past data. Not at all. It is a completely new creation. The AI is combining all those learned patterns with simulated creativity to produce a unique image of a cityscape that has literally never existed before. Okay, let's pause for a quick quiz based on everything we've covered today. What does generative AI primarily do? Is it A, analyze data, B, generate new content, or C, store data? Take a second, think about it, and lock in your answer. All right, if you went with B, you hit the nail right on the head. The primary function is absolutely to generate new content. Generative AI creates the unknown from the learned. It takes the building blocks from massive data sets and constructs entirely new concepts, designs, and text. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought. Knowing that you now have access to a tool capable of generating entirely original ideas from scratch, what completely new creation are you going to generate in your daily work tomorrow? Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.